It's official. Deep state plans for the 2025 depopulation. Actual NASA documents revealed. TMR editor's note. Sometimes only seeing is believing. The NASA document posted below in its entirety is a must view for that very reason. You can also see the following video in this link. NASA documents prove depopulation plan is in the works. The content of this official NASA document, as well as the material presented in the video, warrant an immediate and decisive response from the American people. In the absence of an overwhelming show of force by the U.S. citizenry, this depopulation plan will undoubtedly proceed with all deliberate speed, exactly as it has been unfolding, impending for decades. The Millennium Report, June 22nd. Today reports Future Strategic Issues, Future Warfare circa 2025. Dennis M. Bushnell, Chief Scientist, NASA Langley Research Center. Future Strategic Issues, Future Warfare circa 2025. Capabilities of the enemy after next. Ongoing worldwide technological revolutions. Economic trends, potential nature of farther-term warfare. Future Strategic Issues 701, The Bots, Borgs, and Humans welcomed you to 2025 AD. Future Strategic Issues 701, this presentation based on futures work for with U.S. Air Force and WV, U.S. Air Force 2025, National Research Council. Army, after next, ACOM Joint Futures, SSG of the CNO, Australian DoD, NRO, DSB. DARPA, SBCCOM, DIA, AFCOS, EBAU, CIA, STIC, LM, IDA, APL, ONA, SEALS, ONI, FBI, AWC, SSI, NSAP, SOCOM, CNO, MSIC, TRADOC, QDR, NGIC, JWAC, NAIC, JFCOM, TACOM, SACLANT, and OOTW. IC Issue 701. This presentation is meant to incite thought and discussion, is based in all cases upon existing data, trends, analysis technologies, e.g. no pixie dust. Provides in some cases a somewhat broader view of prospective developments and issues. Issue 701. Utilization, application of 2025 plus projects. Inputs to future warfighting concepts, developments, enemy after next, and blue. Input to new procurement decisions. 15 plus years to produce, 40 plus years in inventory. Heads up for Intel community, watches and warnings. Input to DoD R&D planning. Going in, assumptions. Politics can and does change overnight, e.g. Russia, Iran, Iraq, Pakistan, etc. Potential capabilities is the future warfare issues, not who, but what. Need to plan differently. World is in the throes of triple exponential IT, bio, nanotechnological revolutions. Changes occurring at scales of months instead of decades. Zeroth order potential effects upon defense, offense equipment, CANOPS, and threat. Spaceship Earth. The crew are plundering the ship's supplies, tinkering with the temperature and life support controls, still looking for the instruction manual, engaging in bloody skirmishes in every corner of the vessel, increasing the size of the crew by 2 million per week. P. Criolla. Future strategic issues. Humans have, quote-unquote, taken over and vastly shortened evolution of the planet, global warming, pollution, deforestation, huge public works, e.g. Three Gorge dams, of the human species, genomic design and repair, mind children, Moravec, products, life forms, cross-species molecular breeding, directed evolution, Maxigen, etc. Future strategic issue, Currently, order of 70% of the world's research conducted outside of US. To first order and percentage of GDP, US produces order of 18% of the world's GDP. Order of 70% of US research now commercial as opposed to government-sponsored. Nanotechnology research is 29% in Europe, 28% in Japan, 27% in the United States, and 16% in others. Future strategic issue. Technological ages of humankind. Hunter-killer groups, million BO 10K BC. Agriculture, 10K to BO 1800 AD. Industrial, 1800 to 1950. IT is 1950s to 220. Virtual, IC issues. Hunter-gatherer, nature provided, agriculture controlled nature, plants and animals. Industrial, mechanized agriculture. IT, bio, nano, automating industry agriculture. Virtual is robotization of IT, bio, nano, industrial and agriculture. Key, future technologies. All highly synergetic, at the frontiers of the small, in a feeding frenzy off each other. IT, silicon, bio-optical, quantum nanocomputing, no end in sight. Virtual reality, holographic, immersive ubiquitous corams, hyper virtual presence. Automatic robotic everything, huge cost reductions. Bio, lifespan doubling, genetic engineering before birth, plants irrigated by seawater, food, petrochem, feedstock, minerals. Nano, carbon nanotubes, 600 times strength to weight of steel. Assemblers, living factories. Huge cost reductions. Future strategic issues, worldwide IT revolution. Comms, computing centers, electronics. U.S. commercial IT R&D, $100 billion a year. Factor of 1 million further improvement, silicon molecular, quantum, J5, IO optical. Beyond human IA, automatic, robotics in the large. Immersive multisensory VR, holodecks. Ubiquitous multiphysics, hyperpectoral sensors, land, sea, air, and space. Micro-nanostats, GNC sensors. Worldwide impacts of ongoing revolution upon society. Telecommuting, teleshopping, teleentertainment, teletravel, teleeducation, telemedicine, telecommerce, telepolitics, telesocialization. IT status. Improvements in computing since 1959, further possibilities in the next 30 years, provides better than human capabilities. 100 million telecommuters worldwide, now expecting to at least double in 15 years. India graduates 3 times more software engineers than the US, more software written in Bangalore than Southern California. IW effectively constitutes a fourth WMD. Some IT predictions. Quantum computing initially available in 5 years. 15% of all power today is used by computers. Will reach 60% by 2010. Wearable, implantable, on-person, electronics, comms, computing, sensory augmentation, health monitoring, brain stimulation. AI, that's artificial intelligence, and beyond computing. Human brain characteristics, capabilities. 100 billion neurons, 100 trillion connections, 200 calculations per second, slowed speed of neutral circuitry, 20 million billion calculations per second. Excellent at parallel commuting, pattern recognition, poor at sequential thinking. Operates via random tries, machine capabilities. Currently, 10,000 billion calculations per second, 100 billion by 2000 something, I can't see the number there, is cut off. By 2010, 20 million billion is available. By 2025 on a PC. By 2030, PC has collective computing power of a town full of human minds. Future strategic issues. U.S. Human Brain Project. Begun in the early 90s, funded by 16 organizations across 5 agencies, the NIH, NSF, DoD, NASA, and DOE. ACA Neuroinformatics, intersection of neuroscience and informatics, exploding field, 10,000 individual presentations at annual meeting of Society for Neuroscience, from molecular geneticists to cognitive psychologists, determining detailed neuroanatomy of human brain, digital brain atlas, use of IT to study brain, use of brain info to aid IT and IA. The imagination engine, quote unquote, ACA, creativity machine, AHA, creative agent. Current AI, best bet, not a rule-based expert system. Generates new ideas, concepts via starving a trained neutral set of meaningful inputs, forcing it to dream, create a new concept, etc. An attendant neural net used to capture, record, and evaluate the report on these writings. In this worldwide economy, our ability to create wealth is not bounded by physical limits or resources, but by our ability to come up with new ideas. However, even universal wealth will not obviate the other causes of warfare, which include politics, faith, and religion, megalomania, and territorial disputes, future strategic issues, global problems and solutions. Serious problems are energy, water, food, land, population growth, wealth generation, pollution warning. Killer app solutions. 1. Motivational, inexpensive, web-based, asynchronous distance learning. 2. Biomass food via seawater irrigation in current wastelands. Future strategic issues. Inexpensive, motivational, asynchronous, web-based distance education enables demise of the U.S. underclasses, wealth creation from enabled invention, stabilization of world population, even more rapid technology diffusion, equalization of haves and have-nots, altered political military outlooks worldwide, i.e. changes everything. Future strategic issues. Motivational learning, web-based asynchronous distance learning method of providing requisite and improved education, breadth, depth, and quality. Responsiveness to shifting global economic warfare requirements, accelerated increase in knowledge. At orders of magnitude 1, reduce societal and individual costs, and 2, increase convenience and accessibility. Future strategic issues. By 2025, 40% of private and 15% of public colleges and universities are expected to close due to web-based competition. Yes, in other words, you'll be able to get your education, your college education, through the web. A northern VA businessman recently donated $100 million to set up a free Ivy League class online university. The ultimate education approach, plug and play. Direct silicon or other such device connection to brain. Direct to brain device, very rapid, uploads education in minutes instead of many, many years. Advantages of shallow sea, desert production of biomass via seawater irrigation. Closed CO2 cycle obviates global warming. Food, petrochemical feedstock, materials and clothing, energy, and reliance on Middle East. Terraforming, altered desertification, etc. Preservation and production of fresh water. Rich mineral source, that's seawater. Utilization of wastelands like the Sahara, etc. Probable circa 2025 societal changes. Much increased lifespan, bio. Solution to energy water warming. Far more global distribution of technology, education, economics, and wealth, IT. Tremendous increase in capability of automatic, robotic everything. Results in reduced tensions associated with have and have-nots and historical and religious issues. Also rebuilding in greatly increased individual destructive power, bio, IW, etc., and general societal disaffection, WRT machines. Future strategic issues. Major emerging law enforcement issues. Privacy, ubiquitous macro-nano sensors, IT net crime, wide spectrum, biocrime, binary pathogens and genetics, protection of human electronic implants, protection of CONUS beyond terrorism, societal disaffection upheaval caused by rapid technological changes, road air rage, psychosomatic illnesses and withdrawal. Of particular concern are uncontrolled and uncontrollable self-replication of brilliant robots, nanoreplications, and rampant recombination bio. Current competitive landscape. U.S. produces only 18% of world's GDP, minus 70% of research conducted offshore, $400 billion per year trade deficit. 32 other nations devote a larger percentage of their GDP to research, fifth in number of R&D personal labor unit, 3% savings rate versus 30% in Asia. 13th out of 30 students' math science scores. An emerging multipolar economic world, 1995-2020, low growth, OECD scenarios, 2020, high growth. Source, OECD, The World in 2020, page 92. Future strategic issues, biorevolution applications, pharma animals, drugs and spare parts, fast-growing plants on or near the sea surface and seawater, irrigated plants for biomass energy, closed CO2 cycle, polymer growing plants, spider genes in goats allow spider silk spinning from goat milk for biosteel, 3.5 times strength of aramid fibers for armor, binary bioweaponry. This is shocking, but this is actually what they're doing now. Examples, confluence of IT bio-nano, brain of the sea lamprey inserted connected to the body of a robotic fish, an initial cyborg. Choo-choo, a flesh plant-eating robot that hunts and biodigests animal foods, natural foods to live off the land. Carbon nanotubes, Buckminster fullerene carbon, 100 times the strength and 1/6 the weight of steel, 8 times better armor. Low energy molecular petaflop computing, ultra capacitor high temperature, revolutionary power generation storage opportunities, ultra capacitors, fuel cells, lithium water air, solid H2 isomers, antimatter, etc. Room temperature SCs, SMESs. Sea nanotube storage of H2, non-crypto. Offshore methane hydrate. Black light power. Free from fabrication. Powder, wire, metallurgy using robotic, magnetically steered electron beams to create accreting local melts. Grow instead of cut. No fasteners, no strong backs for fasteners. Nearly infinite fatigue life, excellent metallurgy. Repairable metals at lower weight than far more expensive composites. Aluminum versus vortex combustor. Micro-powdered aluminum fed into vortex combustor burns seawater. That's amazing, isn't it? Yes. Provides AIP with high energy density efficiency for inexpensive SS with near SSN perfection. Transoceanic UUVs would allow enemy after next to affordably threaten CONUS via multitudinous inshore short time of flight pop-ups. Sample, newer sensors. LIDAR, 50% efficiency via SC optical amplifiers, also femtosecond lasers. Molecule biosensors, nanotags, smart card sensors, sensors implanted during manufacturing and servicing, nano IR, smart dust. Future strategic issues, some sensor swarms, smart dust, nanotags. I'm not going to read them, I'm just going to go through the captions. Nanotags placed on everything, everywhere, identification and status info. Some explosive smart dust opportunities: optimal opposition of explosive dust, formation of explosive lenses, infiltration of deeply buried other such targets, microdust weaponry, a mechanical analog to micro-sized mechanized dust which is distributed as an aerosol and inhaled into the lungs. Dust mechanically bores into the lung tissue and executes various pathological missions. A wholly new class of weaponry, which is legal. Future strategic issues, givens, now too soon. GB data transfer rates, optical comms, petaflop and computing, exceptional IA from bioinformatics, biomimetics, wondrous ubiquitous land, sea, air, space, multiphysics, hyperspectral, sensor swarms, military, commercial, scientific. Survival requires dispersion, size reduction, and concealment. Robotic swarm technologies, primarily commercial, endemic worldwide. Assumptions agreed upon. Assumptions: combat in 2025. Proliferation of TBMs, IT, precision strike targeting, ubiquitous microsensors, camo spoofing, robotics, bio and chemical munitions. Logistic assets highly vulnerable in or out of theater, in and near theater ports, airfields possibly unusable, beam weapons increasingly prevalent. Cruise missiles, current status. Range payload similar to TBM at fraction of the cost and far greater accuracy. 75,000 in inventory of 75 countries, 130 different versions produced in 19 countries, 10 are exporting countries. German V1 cruise killed 5,000, injured 40,000. LO, launchable anywhere from anything, highly maneuverable. Then year, quote unquote, then year cost potentially reduced to 10K to 25K. Warhead du jour, de hour, carbon fibers, munitions. Cruise missiles, potential outlook. Any RPV, UAV, or UUV is a potential cruise missile. 50 countries have UAVs. Low cost and ready availability of requisites, technology, components essentially ensure the enemy after next will have inventory, field hordes of very capable, easily concealed, very difficult and expensive to counter accurate cruise missiles with a potential devil's brew of warheads. Volumetric weaponry, EMP, Infonet Psi warfare, okay, using, of course, media. Miniature brilliant sensor mine combos, fuel, air, and dust, air, thermobarics. So they're even using the air we breathe. Chemical, bio, anti-functionals, antifauna. In other words, they can kill all plants and all animals. Isomers, strained bond energy release, carbon fibers and blades, acoustics. Future strategic issues. Anti-personal MWRF weaponry, heating, high power requirements, surface effects, brain interactions, low frequency modulation. Effects of low power microwaves, US Army, Walter Reed. Behavioral performance decrements, seizures, gross alteration in brain function, 30% to 100% increase in brain blood flow, lethality, interactions between low power. In other words, you can have blood clots and you can have aneurysms, you're dead. Microwaves per square centimeter, 0.4 to 3 gigahertz. Medium wave and brain function. Often fingerprintless bioarchipelago. In other words, they cannot be these things cannot be traced. Bacteriological, viruses, prions, parasites, fungi, carcinogens, toxins, hormones, regulators. Future strategic issues. Fatal to disabling, short to long time scales. Anti-flora, fauna, functional. Direct and undetectable binary, natural, genomic biohacking. Can you imagine? Somebody does something, maybe something flies above you, a drone or something, sprays something at night where we can't hear or see anything. And in the morning, the animals and the plants and the water and the air is infected. You are interacting with your environment and you're dead or you're sick. The whole area, the whole populace in the area. And it's fingerprintless. Nobody knows how it happened. Aflatoxin, natural parts per billion, carcinogenic. Airborne varieties of Ebola, Lassa, etc. Binary agents distributed via imported products, vitamins, clothing, and food. So that you can, you import clothing, you import your vitamins that you're getting from some other place, your food, and they're full of something deadly. Genomically, individually, societally targeted pathogens. Long-term fingerprintless campaign, as opposed to shock and awe. What can I say? We're going on. If you still have, okay, if you're still with me, you have the patience. Existing biocalmative, Venezuelan equine encephalitis. Ideal INCAP, BW agent, weaponized by US and USSR in the 50s and 60s. Easily transmitted via aerosol. In other words, okay, there you have your chemtrail spraying. Highly infectious, low fatality rate. 1 to 5 day incubation, 3-week recovery. Tested on humans, Operation White Coat. Okay, I'm just gonna, be with me. My next post is gonna be Operation White Coat. Okay? What is Operation White Coat? It has to do with chemtrailing, obviously. Chemtrails. And, transmitting all these fatally infecting diseases. Operation, what did we say? White Coat? No treatment is available. Okay, so it's deadly. No treatment available. I'm making notes. No treatment available. This is really shocking. Very, very disturbing. Here we are going through all that we're going through in our lives, our distress, our joys, our faith, our patience, and these people, these demonic entities, controlling all these technologies, are using them to kill us. And obviously, as we said before, this is NASA documents. And as we said, and it says in here, these are at least 50 countries that have all this technology, and they're using it. Okay, Operation White Coat, no treatment available. Future strategic issues. Frontiers of rapidly growing genomic in situ on the battlefield. Sustainment, food, water, soil, air, energy, meds and health, computing, clothing. Greatly reduces logistic tail and enhances capabilities. Lethality, capabilities enhancement, armor, concealment, living camo. Sensors, bioweaponry, anti-personnel, functional biovirus into biocomputer. Explosives, e.g. N2 fixation, grow overnight. They grow overnight. Future strategic issues, what is apparently legal? Microwave, RF, anti-functional and anti-personnel weaponry. Chemical anti-functional weaponry, chemical psychological effects via sensory organs weaponry. Chemical personnel incapacitation weaponry, non-warfare hostage terrorism only. Psy-war, acoustic weaponry, mechanical microdust. Future of non-nuclear explosive for volumetric weapons of mass effect. Metastasable interstitial composite, cubanes. Order of 6 times TNT. Is 6 times as strong as TNT. Fuel, air, dust, air explosives. Order of 15 times TNT. Strain bond energy release. Order of 100 times TNT is hafnium, metastable isomers. Order of 1,000 to 10,000 times the strength of TNT, atomic boron, carbon, and hydrogen. Highly energy density material. HEDM, power, explosives, and propellants. Tetrahedral N, isotope. Atomic boron, CH isotope. Metastasable HE, that's helium, isotope. Metallic HZ, I don't know what that is. Isomers. Antimatter, Leners, LENRs. Antimatter, whatever that is. I guess they just throw it on you and you're no longer there. Transoceanic UAVs, currently capable, provides capability for undetectable, ultra-inexpensive swarms against CONUS. Interesting precision payloads, smart dust explosives, ISR, target explodes, hazmat trucks, chem plants, oil storage refineries, etc. Biodispensers, anti-people and things and plants and everything. Brilliant miniature sensors, mind combos. What can I say? Blast wave accelerators, global precision strike on the cheap. No barrel, 200 feet notched rails, sequentially detonated distributing HE. Mach 21 is 21 times the speed of sound, or less, as desired, up to 3,000 pounds. Based anywhere, it costs $200 a pound of projectile. That's nothing, that's pretty cheap. Excellent stealth, no plume. Affordability, ferocity, reaction time, survivability, recapability, effectiveness. Being worked at Aberdeen and NASA MSFC for lofting of fuel and nanostats. Future strategic issues. Slingatron for global precision strike. 10K projectiles up to thousands per minute. One global or less range. $20 million per device. 80 meters per diameter. Mechanical on the ground propulsion via gyrating spiral guide tube. A multiple hula hoop. Poor man's global precision strike takedown weapon. Then here targeting connectivity. Military overheads, ubiquitous commercial overhead systems, scientific overhead systems. Going down to examples, potential competitor military surveillance, intelligence targeting, damage assessment, utilization of international scientific global change. Programs and assets. Extensive increasing international assets, land-based ship, air, conventional spacecraft dedicated to measuring on a global land, atmospheric, ice, ocean, biotestitis dynamics to understand system and effects of humans on the global environment. Extensive, magnificent, often redundant, wide coverage and detailed in suites, imaging, radar, SARS, LIDARs, radar, altimeters, and laser. Terabytes of data achieved, readily publicly available. Future strategic issues. Then here, global targeting capabilities are given major issue in legs VR range for increasingly miniaturized, affordable payload systems. Summary of major influence of IT bio-nano upon future warfare. Ubiquitous miniaturized network multiphysics, hyperspectral sensors, robotic automatics in the large, long-range, precision striking, targeting, info, net warfare, mini micro nanosats, cruise, UAVs, binary bioweaponry, miniature ubiquitous smart mines, increasingly critical human limitations, downsizes. I'm just going along the captions now. Robotic in the large. As I'm reading this to you, okay, you can, two flavors, traditional AI, rule-based, and then they go through the years. Robotic autonomous warfare, computer capability will exist beyond teraflop to do AT or required connectivity to the given is a given. Flat hierarchy, demise of man in the chair. There is no man in the chair. It's AI against humanity here, from what I understand. So at any point in time, because these people are playing God, they can take out humanity in the whole. I want to tell you, I've gone through the half of it. And if you want to read the rest, more power to you. I'm not going to read anymore because of the fact that as I'm sitting here thinking of this, of what I've already read to you, I have this huge pain in my heart. Like it's closing up, crying. My soul is crying at how we have come to this point. God forbid, God does exist and he loves us more than we can ever imagine. Hopefully he and his angels and saints will put a stop to all this. And Archangel Michael marks who is God's and who is not. And obviously there are people who do not have a soul or who do not have love at all in their being. And it's up to us as Christians to pray every day for God's mercy. I'll leave a link below for you for this on State of the Nation.